All right, everybody, welcome to our June What's Doing at the Boat Shop. Well, you're going to see fewer boats because they've been going out the door like, let's see, what can I say that's appropriate? Fast, just going out the door fast. So, over here, it's been empty for a bit. What we're trying to do is get everything out so that we can start setting up for the Bantry Bay gig. And we're going to get all this stuff out of the way. That boat will go away. We'll stick a couple of building beds together and start trying to set up a baseline for getting that boat built. It's going to be something to watch. You're going to want to look forward to that over the next several months, watching that come together. But that's going to be a pretty interesting project. Some of the wood's already getting delivered and all that. We're closing in on this guy. Now this one here is a 15-foot overall Dory, and this is for a gentleman in Rhode Island who lifeguards, they race these. And it's got to meet certain specs, including length, width the bottom, that kind of a thing. So it's sort of like a one design rowing race kind of a deal. But an unusual construction practice here of these rails would typically come in flat against the plank and terminate. What we've done is left them offset like this, and this is because when they race these things, they drag them up and down the beach, and I've been told that it's nice to have something to pick up and grab onto back here and up forward so that a bunch of lifeguards can drag it up and down the beach. But this guy will be going out pretty soon. The rail on most of these boats is one of the most complicated parts and takes a lot of fuss and finicky kind of a thing. So that's getting done. I'm starting a little 11-foot Deer Island skiff over here. And this will be in Nantucket is the idea there. The planking process goes pretty fast on these, and hopefully I'll have that out of here in a couple of weeks. And I say that, but you know, summertime, 4th of July, other stuff going on. The best thing to do is, Harvey, don't go anywhere. The best thing to do is get here early morning, try to work before it gets too hot. This place was built before electricity, and the whole south face is all windows, which is great for light, but also it's great for being a greenhouse on these hot summer days. So we're just getting through that 90, 100 degree spell, and it's pretty brutal in here. Most days, again, how do you beat the heat? With a beetle cat. Who wants a beetle cat? Come on, guys. We got this beautiful beetle cat. Someone just bought a house in Maine. Needs a little beetle cat. Come holla. See, this is Harvey right here. Harvey's the future of the shop. Wave, Harvey. Harvey.
Hello.
Yep. He's also a decent golfer. Yep. We like it. That's all. Carry on. Hold on. So that's stuff I need on the deck.
Now we're going back down.
Can't go scuba diving up here. I gotta go scuba diving out there. Coming in here. So we had a Dory in here last time. I delivered that up to Booth Bay yesterday. The shallop used to be in here. That got picked up on Monday and taken down to Jamestown, Virginia, where it's gonna be for the summer, which gave us some room to move the 12.5 so that we could set the rig up. And here you go, you got a mast set up, and we're trying to figure out the length we need for the standing rigging so we can order that. But this guy is getting pretty close to getting wet. And that's all thanks to Big John Lindsley over there.
Ray got the measurements for the rigging now. So.
What's that?
He got the measurements for the rigging.
Yeah? What if it's wrong? You gonna answer for that? Learning from the administration. Don't email and have somebody else do it so you can blame them. Great. Let's go downstairs. And we can talk about this. Can we set this thing up, Parker? Up vertical like? Don't worry about that wet paint. It's on the bottom. No one sees the bottom. All right, Parker, you're on. What is this thing?
It's a podium in the shape of a clipper bow.
How about that? So this is for the, throw a little top over here. This is for the custom house in Newburyport. They wanted a podium that looked like a clipper ship. And so once it's all finished, you're going to have a podium that looks like a clipper ship. What was the hardest part?
Probably the planking, just putting those on.
So you can, so an amateur would have planks that were all parallel sided and they would all just go straight. What we did was actually looked at old photos of clipper ships and we figured out how many planks would be between the waterline and the sheer. And then we divided the space that we had into that number, and then we figured out how many we saw forward versus at about where the cat head would be, and fanned them out so that you can see they're slightly narrower forward and they graduate as they go down and get more and more vertical as they would in a real ship. And that is immediately what your eye goes to, as well as these nice little white strips that accentuate the shear line. So well done you. Maybe we'll get into, we got a bit of a time crunch for this because on Saturday, today is Wednesday, on Saturday, there is a parade in Newburyport marking the 250th anniversary of this great nation. And Maura Healey, Governor Maura Healey, is going to be there to speak. And she's going to be speaking at this podium, as will young Parker here. So he gets to step up and say, look what I made. And then the governor gets to talk. So well done, Parker. If anyone's around town on Saturday morning at 10, you'll see a parade, including a float from us, which will be a colonial-looking kind of Dory thing, and some youth in there throwing candy to people. So who doesn't love a parade? Let's go check on camp. Our summer programs are started. This is week 1. Ward is in here, slaving away, making these guys.
Got a great batch this year.
Great batch this year, says Ward. So these are pond yachts. This is our pond yacht program. This is the final result over here. Although this one looks like it's like someone practiced docking with it a couple times. But this is what the kids end up with. So over the course of the week, they'll make one of these. On Friday, this particular week, they will have a regatta. So from our docks, we will set up a little course, and they'll all set their boats off and let them sail against each other. Some of them make it, some of them don't. There's really no rhyme or reason to it that I've seen.
Ugliest boat usually wins.
Ugliest boat usually wins. Yeah.
But they've got all their spars done and varnished. Hulls are done and decked. Keels and rudders are outside drying. Those are done. So tomorrow, I'll just make the decks flush. Sand, sand, sand. Paint, paint, paint. Then Friday, we'll rig and sail.
There you go. Done and done. This weekend, said this is Wednesday. On Friday, the 27th, I guess it would be, the Wooden Boat Show starts in Mystic, Connecticut. And I will be down there on Friday. I've given a lecture about the Dory Heritage Project at 10 a.m. If anyone is there, come see me in the Munson room.
Mason.
The Mason room. Sorry, I'm in the Mason room. I just Munsoned that, didn't I? So the Mason room, which was in the very back of the Big Wave building there at Mystic. So come check me out and check out the rest of the show. We won't be there setting up this year. It's too much to get together for us, and we're focusing our energies here at the shop. Also, you can check out the woman behind the camera. She'll be there in the Getting to Know You booth. What's that all about?
It's the YouTube booth, so if anybody has ideas for what they want us to do videos about, or if they just want to come tell me how I'm doing.
Yeah, positive only.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only take 4-star and better ratings. But yeah, come see Annie B. Is that in the main row there by the
Yep,
By the magazine.
Land A, and it's sometimes called YouTube Alley or whatnot. But yep, you'll see us.
Yep. Well, look around long enough, you'll find us. So that's Friday. Saturday is the parade. And then by next month, hopefully you'll see, again, fewer boats and us getting ready to build a Bantry Bay gig. And don't forget, there is still some room in some of these summer programs. So we've had kids have broken wrists and such and had to bail out of our programs. So spots do open up. And we have upcoming Castaways, Vikings, all kinds of ways to get your kids out on the water and into boats. So check out the website for that. And as always, like and subscribe. Thanks.
This is for June.
June, let's go.
What's doing?
Oh yeah, ready? Our rebrand.
I'm ready.
Do you mind if I grab that water?
I don't mind at all. In fact, is that your hogshead of water there?